It's Talk with your host, Reggie B. Come on, let's all join in. Free your voice, it's your choice, all right here. Oh, simply straight talk.
My homie, what's going on?
I'm so sick of these selfish people. Hello?
Whoa, it's me. Did I catch you at a bad time?
You good? I was just blowing off some steam.
Well, what's going on? You want to talk about it?
Man, this crazy girl needed help with her project, so I did 80% of the work, and she turned it in and took all the credit. And not to mention she got a fat bonus check.
Dang, are you serious?
Yes! And now got the nerve to act like she don't know me. You know what? Let me call you back. It's about to be on.
Oh, Lord, don't hurt nobody.
Welcome to the Simply Straight Talk Show with your host, Reggie, keeping it real with discussions on this thing we call life.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Simply Straight Talk Show. This is your host, Reggie Maddox. And today, we're going to talk about something that I know everybody here has either dealt with, you are dealing with, and if you haven't dealt with it, or come to terms with this is just a part of life, then guess what? You're gonna run into it down the line. It's coming. I promise you, it's coming. You may be going through it right now and don't even know it. Don't even realize it. But we're gonna talk about it. Today, we're gonna talk about real talk, man. We're gonna talk about people that are just out for themselves. Because one thing that I have learned in life is that the majority of people that you come across in life, they really are out for themselves. And when I say people are out for themselves, I mean, they are. Basically, they get involved in relationships based on what they can benefit from the relationship. So you get a false sense of loyalty thinking that, yeah, you got a friend. Yeah, this person is cool. But it just comes to terms, man, that you're going to come to find out that you got people that they don't never call you. They don't never check up on you. They don't never ask how you doing until they need a favor. Then all of a sudden they ask you how you doing. Or if they need you to do something for them in a couple months and you say, yeah, I do it. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh, just want to see how you doing. But this is normally like two days before. It's normally like 2 checks. They do 1 check like midway through. Like say if it's like in 2 months. So halfway between that time, they'll do a check. Then like 2 days before you're supposed to do it, they'll do a little check. But other than that, you don't hear from them. And before that, you never heard from them. Because that's just the reality of how people are. People will do what they can to get what they want from you without considering the fact of, they're misleading you in the type of friendship. You're sitting here thinking this is a loyal person. They got your back. Y'all cool. But the truth of the matter is they don't really care. And that's just the fact of how it is about life, man. Many people don't really care about you. They care about what's beneficial to them that you can offer. And if you don't have anything that you can offer them that's going to help them get to where they want to go, they don't care. It's like if somebody doesn't have a car, but you got a car, you a cool person. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got an extra room, they ain't got no place to stay, you a cool person. You got money, somebody don't, you a cool person. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you're doing that either benefits or make their life convenient, you're a good person. See, then they don't care about you though. And that's what you got to understand. See, I say this with no exception. I'm including this when it comes to dating, friendships, co-workers, marriage, and family. Yes, I'm talking about sister, brothers, aunt, uncles, niece, cousin, and nephews. And I'm not saying this out of hate or contentment. It's just a hardcore truth about life. The fact is, you can live to be 110 years old, and you will be lucky to find 2 people who, with a full heart, that can honestly say they stood by you no matter what your circumstances were, with no expectations. It is very hard to find that. It is very hard to find someone that can actually look at you and actually say that. that they have found more than two people in their life that honestly stood by them no matter what the circumstances were and didn't expect anything back. Nothing at all. It's rare. It is absolutely rare to find that. Now, let me give you an example. Because you all heard, I talked about it before. I've been married before. And the thing about me is when I choose women, and this is why I had to start letting God pick because I'm horrible at it. It was like the women I choose, and especially this particular marriage situation, it was all about what they could really get. And sometimes when you're young, you don't really get that yet. You don't understand it. You don't recognize when people are doing that. So it was all about what this person could get because they really didn't add any value. They really didn't bring anything to the table. I'm the one who brought the table, set the table, put the food on the table. They ate, filled up with the best things that they liked. And then when things got tough, they bounced. It happens. It happens. Now, that don't make me bitter towards nobody else. It was just a learning lesson for me. And I think a lot of us really need to learn that everybody in our life does not care about us. And oftentimes we want these people to give us some form of validation, some form of approval. We want to feel like, oh, wow, I got this ride or die. I got this loyal person. And it's not true. It's not true at all. And because, one of my favorite quotes, it says that some people are loyal to you, but they aren't loyal to you. They're loyal to their need of you. And once their needs are fulfilled or changed, so does their loyalty. But that's just the reality of life, man. People are loyal to their need of you and what you have. And when that changes, poof, pow, they gone. They gone. But, I want to listen. You got to understand, because I really want people to understand, this is not about haterism, anything like that. But it's about life lessons. And in life, we learn things. And sometimes lessons are hard. Sometimes a lesson is just a smack on the hand. And sometimes a life lesson will put you on the ground. But the thing is understanding that you have to learn from that life lesson. And because the real thing you got to learn is this. When you are dealing with people, there's an agenda. There is an agenda. People have an agenda for who they tie themselves to. Even when people get into relationships, there's sort of an agenda there. Now, it's not always one that's built on deceit or lies, but even when you get into a relationship with somebody, there's something about that person that you're looking at and saying, this person I think is good in this aspect. They got this, they got that. It can help me. But that person may be saying I can help them too. But still, what I'm saying is all about the fact that everybody is out for themselves in some form or fashion. Because when I was in Atlanta, I worked at this college. I had this friend used to hang out and all that. But when he moved to another state, never heard from him. Never heard from him at all. But when he was coming back to Atlanta, all of a sudden, my phone was getting blowed up. Needed somebody to pick him up from the airport or pick him up from the bus station, take him around while he was there. But once he left, didn't hear nothing from him. And that's how some people are, man. It's like I was convenient for the moment. And the moment was when he needed a ride, when he needed transportation. I was convenient. You in the city and you just needed somebody. He was, it's like, oh, let me call Reggie. And it was the same thing, because one time, my car broke down. I was getting my car fixed. And so he said, hey, you just take my car, run to your house, whatever. So took his car. And it was like a couple of weeks later. Oh, remember I let you use my car. Then when we were snowed in, I let you use. I'm like, wow, dude, we keeping track like that? You know what I'm saying? And I done slung this dude cash and all, man. You know what I'm saying? So people have an agenda. And his thing was, it wasn't about a friendship. It was more so about the convenience. Like, okay, I work here, he works here, he's a director, and pretty much it's just he's a convenience. If I need something, I know he'll do it. And that's the thing about relationships. That's how people are. And it's just, but what do you do? You know what I'm saying? What do you do when you realize that you got people around you that are obviously just using you? So I told you, it happens in a relationship. I gave you an example with my marriage. I was married to somebody. She brought nothing. I brought it all, and she still threw it all away. I told you about a friend. You know what I'm saying? I was there helping out, this, and this. And the only time I heard from him is when he needed something. And then, when I worked at a job, they contracted everything out. So I said, okay, so I got to find another job, this, and this. Now, all these cats I work with, man, I was the director. So we used to play basketball, go out to eat. Let me tell you something. When I was no longer the director, let me tell you something. I got another job, right? So I had to go somewhere else. So I ended up like, hey, man, let me go back, catch up with people. Dude, phone calls was not being returned. Hey, you want to go grab something to eat? Nothing. We used to play the fantasy football league. Nothing. No invites. Nothing. I mean, it was like, you ain't not a director anymore, dude. You know what I'm saying? We got no need for you. Before, you helped us with a job. We don't need you now. And that was pretty much it. That was it. So that goes back to the quote I said, man, some people aren't loyal to you. They're loyal to their need of you. And once their needs are fulfilled or they change, so does their loyalty. But that's what it is. So I kind of learned for me, I started putting people in two categories. One type of person was like the diagnostic personality type person. And these are people who simply want to know anything about you that's beneficial to them. So when somebody introduces you or you meet them, it's like, oh, where do you used to work? Do you know this person? Oh, what type of job do you do? But they really want to know what type of job do you have? And does that job have decision-making authority? See, those type people. But they're trying to see how far they can get. Now, the second type person, I call the adjuster personality. They like that insurance person. When you get in a car accident, they're the ones that come out and try to determine what's good, what's not, what's the value. See, these are the same type people. Now, these individuals, their primary goal is to determine your value, your weaknesses, your strength. In other words, they want to know that the ladder you got in life, how high can they climb on that ladder with you? How far can you take them? And when you can no longer carry them up that ladder, or you no longer have resources because they've been devoured or just gone, pay close attention. Because they pay close attention. They pay extremely close attention because they listen to you talk about your problem. They listen to you talk about the emotional things going on in your life. And what they do is, as they listen, they're picking and plotting because now they're figuring out how to attach themselves to you to gain your trust. And once they figure it out, oh, they in there. And they paying attention too, man, to your money situation, your job status. And the biggest mistake will be expecting any type of warning about the relationship or your situation with them. Because as soon as they figure out that they got no more use for you, they are gone. The adjuster personality person is gone. They're like, look, you're no more use. Can't use you no more. You can call, but ain't no answer. Bye-bye. Now, the person with that diagnostic type personality, they may hang around. They may call and check in. Hey, I ain't heard from you, man. You're like, well, dang, you can call too. They just going to call and check in. If you start talking anything like you got problems, they bouncing. They bouncing. They bouncing like the wind, man. They bouncing like the wind. It's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. But this is the painful truth, is that the only reason people are nice to you a lot of the times is because they are looking to get something from you. Now, I know somebody is saying, I got issues. I'm on some old haterism stuff. But if you really think about it, think about some of the people in your life. Ask yourself, how many of them did you help? And after you helped them, the relationship just wasn't the same. See, people will tolerate you, deal with minor inconveniences or annoyances from you until they have attained what they deserve, what they feel they observed as a resource you can provide. Now, it's really as simple as that. It's amazing what people will do and who they'll collaborate with now at the extent that they will go, and the extent they will go to obtain what they want at your expense. And I can guarantee you, they drop the charade and disappear from the lives of those they claim to care about in a heartbeat, or at the very least, at the earliest convenience. I mean, that's just the truth, man. That's just the truth. People will do some of the craziest things, team up with some of the weirdest people that they claim they hate and can't stand, but they will still team up with them in order to maneuver themselves in a position to become friends with somebody that they can manipulate or take advantage of, or they feel this person has an opportunity to help them get what they want. But you know what? We got to take a break. So I need you guys to hold on. We'll be right back with more of the Simply Straight Talk Show. And today we're talking about the real talk, man. Everybody out there don't care about you. All right? Y'all stay tuned.
Hey, Simply Straight Talk family. Your host, Reggie, will be right back. So don't you dare touch that dial.
All right, Simply Straight Talk family. We want to return the love you have shown us back to you. Reggie will be giving away great prizes during certain Simply Straight Talk podcast shows, so make sure you subscribe and listen to the show for your chance to win. Just imagine being able to take 4 people to the movies, a free night in a hotel, a gift card with cash for a restaurant, or one of our Simply Straight Talk podcast shirts. There will be other prizes as well. For more information, visit our website at www.rmviaging.com and click on Simply Straight Talk Podcast in the menu.
We're back with the conversation starter and the voice that works harder. Your host, Reggie.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. And today we are talking about the real talk, the facts, the truth, that the majority of people you come across in life are only out for themselves. They only care about themselves. And you know this. Now, you may not want to see the truth in some of the people you deal with. Now, I'm not saying this accounts for everybody, but for the most part, it's true, and you know it. You realize that a lot of people are only friends with you for a particular reason. A particular reason. Okay, too much apple juice, and because of that, they're not really invested into who you are. They're not really loyal to what you want to accomplish in life. They're not even really loyal to you as a person. What they are loyal to is what they can get from you. That's what they are loyal to. What is it about you that you have that can help them? And like we said in the beginning of the show, some people will put up with the little annoyances they feel that you have. They'll put up with any inconveniences that you have. I mean, they'll do little small things to kind of make it seem like they care and they're there for you. But the truth of the matter is, they're simply looking for the big score of what they can get from you. What is it from your life that you have? What resource do you have that you can give to them? And if you don't give it, they're going to take it. They're going to figure out a way to take it. Because all the time you'll find this. Now, just think about some of the people that you talk to on the phone, or you have a general conversation with throughout the day. And the conversation always seems to turn back on them. Look at Meghan McCain on The View. Think about every topic they talk about on the show somehow gets turned back to I. And she takes it personal. And they're having general discussions about politics and other things, but Meghan McCain always finds a way to tie herself into every topic. And you may know people like that. I mean, you could be dealing with something, having a very bad day. You're trying to call this person just to vent a little bit, but they might listen to you for about a minute or two. Then all of a sudden, they got to tell you about their day. Either their day was worse than yours, and it's more important that they get that out, Or they don't want to hear about your day. They want to talk about their day and how good it was. Because your day doesn't matter, because it's all about them. Now, you also find that people with this type of attitude, man, that just really care about themselves, when something is going on in their life, no matter how big or small the crisis is, the world must come to a stop. And normally they have a strategy to where they want to cause other people to feel guilty, or they might become really over dramatic in what's going on with them, because they need that spotlight back on them. They need that attention centered on them. Even activities, when you go out with people like this who really care about themselves, it's really about what they want to do. You know, the activities. If you want to go bowling, they want to go dancing. If you want to go to a book reading, they want to go to a rock concert. It's like whatever you want to do, it has to focus around them. And it's always in their mind like, oh, I thought you knew that I really enjoyed this and I would definitely want to do this. But if you don't, sometimes I'd be like, oh, okay, well, you go ahead and go. I'm going to go ahead and go to the book reading. So people like that, man, it's just who they are, and a lot of people say, well, how do you tell if someone is fake or trying to use you? And the truth is, the honest truth is, it's tough. It's tough because, for one, you got to break that emotional attachment that you may have developed thinking that this is your best friend, your ride or die for life. You got to take yourself out the picture, sit back and just look and just really listen and pay attention, because sometimes you think you and a person talk all the time. But if you ever just started keeping a little chart to say, well, let me see how many times I call them, how many times they call me. And you might be surprised to find out that in a month, you may call a person 20, 30 times and they only call you one time. You got to think about stuff like that, because a lot of times we get so intrigued with relationships, whether it's friends, datings, marriage, whatever, that we're so busy trying to make sure that we are that friend. And we fail to realize that the person that we're trying to be that friend to is like, no, man, or no, lady, we ain't that type of friend. I'm just with you because you are a VP. So I need to be cool with you because I might need a job down the line. I'm trying to get in with this company, or this person who can get my foot in here, or you're, well off with your money and everything, and something go wrong, I might need a fallback on. So that's the type of things that you got to be conscious of. And remember that some people, say that a person's action will tell you who they are. But keep in mind that some people are so good at what they do. Like we said earlier in the show, there are people that will listen to your emotional concerns, and then they will cater primarily to this area in your life. And their hopes are, if they just seem to kind of attach themselves, well, they don't really attach themselves. If they give the impression that, the areas where you are exposing yourself emotionally, that they're like, oh, they're going to strengthen you and encourage you in this area, and they're there, that your loyalty will build towards them quicker. And when your loyalty is shown as being, oh, man, this person got my back, they care, they listen. No, they don't. They were just trying to get to where they trying to get down the road faster to pull that resource you got. So you will open that door. You know what I'm saying? So you will throw the cake out, throw the wallet out. You know what I'm saying? They're looking for the end result as a faster means. So people will play on your emotions. So that's why you got to be careful what you start putting out there to people. You got to be careful when you start revealing your personal life to people. And start listening. Like I said, the best way to figure this stuff out is just to sit back and just start listening. When you're telling everybody your personal business, listen to how much they're actually telling you. I mean, are they really telling you your personal business? Or are they sort of just, reaffirming what you're saying, like acknowledging you to make it seem like they're telling you something? And they're really not. Because there's a difference when somebody sits down and exposes themselves by revealing a breakup, something that they did they're not proud of, versus, yeah, you did that. I can kind of understand why you did it. I might have known somebody who did that and went through that, so I can understand. You see, that's not exposing yourself. That's just reconfirming what I said to you and semi-associating yourself with that you might be able to understand. So you got to sit back and just kind of pay attention to things. You know what I'm saying? Turn your phone off when you get home and see how many people actually call you. How many people actually call you? Like, don't go on Facebook for like 2 weeks, for a month. Don't go on Facebook. Don't use no social media for a month. Don't even bother trying to call nobody for a month, and just see how long it takes people to call you back and check on you. You will be surprised how many phone calls you don't get. Okay? Think about it. I'm not talking about the bill collectors, because they always gonna call you. But I'm talking about them people that say they're your friends, they're your ride or die, they care about you. Oh, I miss you. That's what killed me. You miss me, but you can't pick up the phone. You can't send an email, text. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about those things, because sometimes when you are thinking that these people are really care about you, and like I said, they're out for themselves. And that's a good way to tell. Cut back your communication. Stop putting so much out there. But I really am a firm believer, man, that, your cell phone, don't call nobody. Don't say nothing. Don't do nothing on social media. But you go on social media and just look, see how many times they post stuff, what they posting, but you don't respond. You don't like nothing. You just observe and see how long it takes for somebody to say, oh, I was wondering where you were. How long does it take somebody to actually pick up the phone and call you? See how you doing. Or if after the 30 days they say, you know what? I was just so worried about you, but for 30 days you was worried and never picked up the phone. You never sent a Facebook message, said, how you doing? Nothing. I'm telling you, you got to check this out. Because let me tell you something. I used to go to this restaurant. This waitress said, we need to be on Facebook. Join my Facebook, because she said I was worried about you one time because I ain't see you for like 2 weeks. And she wanted me to join Facebook. Cool. We can sign up for Facebook. So she accepted the friend request and all that type stuff. Long story short, sent her friend request to Facebook. And guess what? How many times? I haven't been to that place in like 3 months. I have not heard from her at all. At all. See, that's what I say. People say they're worried about you and they're not. The truth is, it wasn't me. It was the tips. The tips is what she missed, not me. You see what I'm saying? But hey, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back for the final thoughts of today's show right here with your host, Reggie Maddox, on the Simply Straight Talk Show.
We'll be back with your host, Reggie, on Simply Straight Talk.
Hello, Simply Straight Talk family. If you are enjoying this episode, at the end of the show, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. And why not share this with a friend? Also, visit our blog at newlifenewmind.com, where you can find additional articles on more great topics. Stay tuned. The show will continue right after this message. You're listening to the Simply Straight Talk Show, bringing you the best conversation on your morning, afternoon, and primetime drive.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for coming back for the final thoughts of today's show. And today we talked about people are only out for themselves. And we gave some little situations from our personal life about people that I felt were really out for themselves. And it is true that, yes, we are going to run into a lot of people in life that are only out for themselves. They're looking at you as a way to build something in their life or move forward in their life. And they have no intentions of really growing with you. They have no intentions of really building something with you. But here's what you need to remember. You're going to be able to catch some of the people who are doing this, but you're not always going to be able to catch the people that's doing it until after it's done. And either they've walked off or, you're sitting there trying to put everything back together, put your emotions back together. But the important thing that you need to remember is stay who you are. Don't become bitter. Don't become angry. Don't end up changing the person you are. Become wiser. Learn from what happened, but don't let it make you into somebody that you're not. Don't let it make you into this person that becomes one of them who feel that the only way you can get ahead in life is by taking advantage of other people or playing on other people's emotions. And I think that's what we're seeing a lot of in the world today. So many people have been manipulated or abused in some way that they become sort of immune to the fact of that I don't have to be this. They adopt a mentality of, this is how you get ahead in life. You have to take from other people. And I don't want you to adopt that attitude because the people have done it to you. What I want you to do is to become wiser. Learn where you could have prevented it. Learn where you made the mistake. Did you reveal too much information? Did you trust the person too soon? Or were you just in a state in your life to where you were just lonely and you felt you needed a friend and you adopted somebody as a friend who didn't adopt you back? You adopted somebody as a husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend that didn't adopt you back. And in the end, you took a loss. But that's okay. Become wiser. Grow from it. Be better from it. But never change the goodness inside of you. Never let anybody take the good out of you because of them. You just become wiser. Hey, thank you for watching today's show, listening to today's show. I promise you, I'm going to get better from that break and joining us right here on the Simply Straight Talk Show.
That's this week's episode. Thank you for listening and being a part of the Simply Straight Talk podcast. We truly appreciate your support. Be sure to visit us at simplystraighttalk.com to join the conversation, access show notes, and discover our fantastic bonus content on Patreon. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to join us next week for another episode.